Welcome back to Whispers in the Dark, the place where real-life nightmares, urban legends, and unexplained encounters come alive. Tonight, we journey to the desolate, frozen expanse of northern Canada and into the silent halls of an abandoned military barracks, where a casual exploration turned into a terrifying chase. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next terrifying tale. There's a strange allure to abandoned places. They hold echoes of lives once lived, secrets whispered into decaying walls, and a profound silence that can be both peaceful and unnerving. A few years ago, around 2018, in the vast, remote stretches of northern Canada, my friends Liam, Chloe, and I often indulged in this fascination. We were urban explorers, not vandals. We respected the decay, never took anything, and simply documented the forgotten beauty and melancholy of these derelict structures, usually with our cameras and phone lights as our only companions. We had done this dozens of times. Old farmhouses, decaying mills, forgotten schools. Even exploring at night, the thrill was usually in the discovery, rarely in being genuinely spooked. We considered ourselves seasoned, untouchable even. But that night, our confidence would be severely tested. We had decided to explore an abandoned military barracks. It was a sprawling complex, mostly composed of drab, identical apartment rooms where soldiers and their families once lived. However, there were also larger recreational areas, including an indoor basketball court, a relic of bustling activity now swallowed by dust and silence. The snow crunched under our boots as we approached the crumbling concrete facade. The windows were either shattered or boarded, gaping voids in the twilight. We slipped through a broken entrance, our flashlights cutting through the impenetrable darkness within. The air was frigid, still, and heavy with the scent of mildew and decay. We made our way through empty corridors, rooms stripped bare, until we reached the basketball court. It was a cavernous space, the once vibrant lines on the floor now barely visible beneath a layer of dust and grime. The silence in here was profound, amplifying the sound of our own footsteps and breathing. "Let's check the locker rooms," Liam suggested, his voice echoing slightly. "You never know what you might find for a cool photo." We nodded. It was part of the routine. Old lockers, graffiti, maybe a forgotten relic. It always made for interesting shots. We headed for the women's changing rooms first. Inside, it was predictably desolate. Rusting lockers, peeling paint, and one mirror shattered into a spiderweb of cracks. Nothing out of the ordinary, no lingering sense of unease. "All right, men's room next," Chloe mumbled, shining her light towards the adjacent door. As we began to approach the door to the men's changing room, a sudden ice-cold dread slammed into me. It was an undeniable, visceral gut feeling that something was profoundly wrong. Up until this very moment, I hadn't felt even the slightest flicker of concern. My companions were laughing softly, their lights dancing ahead. But now, my heart was pounding, and every nerve in my body screamed, "Stop." I didn't want to seem spooked. I was the tallest of the group, usually the calmest, so I pushed the feeling down, trying to ignore the prickle on my skin, the sudden chill in the air that had nothing to do with the outside temperature. I reached for the cold metal handle. The door creaked open, revealing an even deeper darkness. As I stepped inside, I was immediately hit by a foul, cloying stench. It was the typical odor of decay you sometimes encounter in these abandoned places. Damp earth, stagnant water, old refuse, but amplified, somehow more organic. And something else hit me immediately, a blast of extreme humidity. The air was thick, heavy, almost visible, as if someone had just taken a long, hot shower. moments before. This was impossible. There was no running water in this building, no heat, no way this level of moisture could naturally exist. Our flashlights cut through the steamy gloom. The room was like a fog bank. Water shimmered on the tiled floor, making the surface slick. As we advanced cautiously towards the center of the room, the overwhelming feeling of dread returned tenfold. It wasn't just a gut feeling now. It was a suffocating pressure, a palpable warning. I turned to Liam and Chloe, my voice cracking despite my efforts to appear calm. Did you want to just go? I managed. The looks on their faces confirmed it. Their eyes were wide, their smiles gone, replaced by the same cold fear that had gripped me. They felt it too. The air was electric with an unspoken terror. At the exact moment I finished speaking, a horrifying shape burst out from one of the darkened shower stalls. It was impossibly large, much taller than my own 6'4" frame. This thing was covered, head to toe, in black garbage bags. They were wrapped so tightly, so completely, that I couldn't fathom how it could even see, let alone move. The bags were slick with moisture, clinging to a form that was disturbingly disproportionate. Too long, too wide, too wrong. It didn't run like a person. Its movement was sporadic, a jerky, lurching shuffle, almost like a massive puppet being violently yanked by invisible strings. The black bags rustled and scraped with a horrifying, amplified sound, like a swarm of angry insects or a cacophony of dry bones. It was coming for us. Panic replaced dread. We sprinting on that wet, tiled floor, trying not to slip, trying to outrun whatever nightmare had manifested itself in that steam-filled room. We burst out of the men's room, across the vast expanse of the basketball court, our only thought, the exit door at the other side. Every stride was agony. Every glance over my shoulder revealed the grotesque black form still lurching behind us. The furious echoing of the garbage bags filled the entire court, a terrifying soundtrack to our desperate escape. We reached the exit door, tore it open, and exploded into the freezing, clear night air, gasping for breath, our lungs burning with exertion and terror. We didn't look back. We didn't slow down. We ran to our car, a familiar oasis of safety in the desolate landscape, and I floored it, gravel spitting from the tires as we sped away. The drive home was a blur of silence. No words were needed. Each of us, I think, was grappling with the same impossible question. What exactly had we just experienced? As crazy as it sounds, the encounter bothered me so profoundly that I actually wanted to go back. I needed closure. I needed to see it in daylight, to find a rational explanation, to prove to myself it was just a local playing a sick joke. But we never got the chance. The very next day, and for weeks afterwards, there were always 1 or 2 civilian cars parked near the barracks, with security personnel inside. They would threaten us with arrest if we even got close. We tried a few more times, hoping to find a window, but they remained vigilant until, about 2 months later, the entire building was finally demolished. To this day, I still picture that towering, lurching figure, wrapped in black bags, chasing us through the humid darkness, a silent, terrifying guardian of forgotten halls. And that's where our desperate escape from the abandoned barracks and the terrifying garbage bag man comes to a chilling end, a mystery permanently sealed beneath demolition rubble. What do you think that figure was? A deranged squatter? A cryptid defending its territory? Or something far stranger? Let me know your theories and thoughts in the comments below. I read every single one. If this story sent a shiver down your spine, please show your support by hitting that like button. To make sure you never miss another whisper from the dark, subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. And if you know someone who loves a good scare, share this unforgettable chase with them. Until next time, when you explore the abandoned, be ready for what might explore you.